What's going on, guys? It's WhoIsDude from GoodGameBro.com, and I'm here to talk about Battlefield Hardline single player. Now, a few weeks ago, I was fortunate enough to get flown out to EA Visceral Studios and play a little bit of the game. I was able to play a mission that takes place shortly after the prologue, which you're seeing here, and then we have another mission that we're showing later in the video that we'll talk about shortly. So here, you're playing as Officer Mendoza. You're here with your partner, and you're new to the team. You're getting shown the ropes a little bit, and you're meeting an individual named Tap. Now, to get to Tap, we had to use kind of a stealth mechanic. It's a great little way of kind of introducing you to mechanics that'll be beneficial throughout the gameplay if you want to go the non-lethal route. But even though the game does show you a lot of non-lethal options, you can play just like a traditional Battlefield. If you just want to go in and shoot every single thing that you see, you can definitely do that. You're not going to be penalized for it. So it's a nice little way to give you a mixture that we haven't seen in the series in a while. So here you're seeing kind of a CSI-esque little mechanic. It's a tool that you can basically use to scan the environment, identify different individuals. You can also use it for evidence. So here you can see that we're tagging different documents that are helping us, and in each environment there's usually a few that you'll be able to see. So you kind of get rewarded if you're able to collect them all. Kind of a nice little mini game. But here, as you can see, you can also use it to identify individuals that have warrants. Here we find Lawrence Kent. So you have the option where you can go, guns blazing, or you can go non-lethal. Here we chose to go non-lethal, and we're taking him down. Nice little punch animation. And when you do the non-lethal part, you get a little bit of a bonus. You get some extra cash that you can actually use. Another route for non-lethal is showing your badge. So if you can't sneak up on them, you can present your badge to them. You'll see a red bar, and that's how quickly they are going to reach for their gun and try to take you out. So you want to try and keep your balance between both enemies. Show your badge, keep your gun pointed at them. Take one down, hopefully get another one before they draw their gun and shoot you and end your life. So here, sneaking up again using a non-lethal, we'll use a taser, which is probably one of my favorite weapons to use in non-lethal. It's just, as you can see here, a great little effect. It's great to use in close quarters. Absolutely love using it. Here you can see where you try and freeze enemies with your badge. Doesn't really work, so you've got to kind of back up and have a backup plan. I will say that freezing is a great tool, but don't over rely on it, because if you do, you're not going to be happy. Not every enemy is just going to succumb to you. So as you can see here, you got to go more the traditional Battlefield route, pulling out the shotgun, taking the pistol, knocking out some enemies in a pretty detailed environment. Here we're pulling back up the CSI tool. We're scanning the environment, and this is one of the later missions that we actually played in the game towards the end. And as you can see, as you're scanning, you might find individuals that have warrants again, so you can analyze them, see if you want to take them out non-lethal or just arrest them. And you can also find cameras. So cameras or alarm systems are what will actually hurt you if you don't pay attention to them. You can go in the back in some missions or the sides to try and disable the alarms. If you don't disable the alarms, you have the risk of every enemy being alerted. But if you just want to play it like a traditional Battlefield and go through via like a shooting gallery method, those don't really matter to you. But here's one of the different ways you can approach the level. You can actually use the zip line, which is probably the best way to enter any building, I have to say. Like, whether you're multiplayer or single player, it's one of the funnest ways to enter a building. I recommend doing it. Try and find an alternate path and always take that route. It's extremely rewarding. Here's towards the very end of the level. You've got some guys, you try and use the night vision, and it doesn't really work because the enemies are pretty smart. They're using their flashlights, so you gotta kind of go about a traditional way. A lot of these guys have body armor, so shooting them in the chest is going to really waste your ammo, so you want to make sure that you're paying attention to what your enemies are wearing. They will try and flank you. The AI that we played with was still, needing some tweaking here and there, but they did a fantastic job of actually flanking you, to making it a very difficult mission for you. Now here we are at the end. We're seeing a cutscene with the three characters that we primarily see throughout the campaign. I will say this is the most happy I've been with character development in a Battlefield campaign since the Bad Company days. I don't really feel like Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4 did a good job with it. And playing, a quick mission in the beginning and one towards the end, you're missing some stuff obviously there, but I really feel like Visceral's doing a great job with getting these characters ready to deliver a solid campaign. And it's probably the first time that I'm ready to actually play a campaign first in Battlefield since the Bad Company days. That's it for what we have today, guys. If you liked the video, we'd love that. Make sure to leave a comment below letting us know what else you want to see from Battlefield Hardline. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you guys soon.